I am in fact a Belgian citizen, and due to circumstances, after studying modern languages at the Catholic University of Leuven, I started afterwards as a consultant for a couple of French companies, and then I started my own consultancy firm. And after about 30 years, when I was 57, I closed it and I went back to teaching, because I started my career as an associate professor at the University of Navarra in Spain. Mm-hmm. So then I went to Spain 10 years, 2 years to Italy, sabbatical year in Belgium again, then to Poland about 10 months, and then, oops, Putin invaded Ukraine, and I got invited by the European University of Lviv. So suddenly I was here in October 2022, and that was due because with some crowdfunding, I helped out some families here together with a rich businessman in the UK. And so we helped out those people to go to any place for free and start again their lives. After the European University online, I started working for the Catholic University, Catholic organization Caritas as a consultant for their sponsoring programs. And then even Franko asked me, could you be a guest lecturer? And then if people ask me, why do you do that? That is very simple, Alina. First of all, because I can. And secondly, because I want to. It's my choice. And then people say, well, coming to a country at war? And then I always say laughingly, listen, I'm already 71, okay? I came to Ukraine when I was 68. And I had a choice, either watching Netflix in Brussels or be in Netflix here in Ukraine. So I took the second choice. I even didn't know Lviv existed. So it was all a surprise. And then, of course, I started studying something about the country. But the best thing was just being here. And in these 3 years, the good people I have met, they have explained me everything about your wonderful country. The National Association of Journalism here in Ukraine, they just gave me a journalist card. Now, that was important because now when businessman friends of mine came and visited me, not too many, then we went to the different war zones. So, Bucha, Irpin, Liman, Kharkiv, Kherson, you just name it, I've been there. I like the open-minded mentality of the Ukrainian people. So my favorite philosopher is Socrates, because he's the guy who taught me be curious because you don't know too much. So I met such interesting people at high level, not only at the different universities or at Caritas, but also in the street when I asked, hey ho, could you help me out the way to the town hall? And I have to tell you, everybody speaks English as long as you're a woman. Oh, brother, that was a shock to me. I can talk, hear my English. I don't know one word of Ukrainian. And I thought that I knew one word, that was da kuyu, but I said during a full year, da kung fu. And nobody laughed at me. And after a year, somebody said, John Paul, it's not da kung fu, it's da kuyu. I've made a very good friend who is also now my lawyer. He's got a law firm, and he takes care, not only as a friend, but also as a businessman, of all my legal things, because I am a resident and everything has to be in order. Mm-hmm. So, and I got also another couple, young people, who are my friends. Every 2 weeks we have something to drink, mm-hmm. A bite, and also, the principal of the school where I teach. Very nice people, but I try not to intrude in private lives, okay? Though I got invited in the Carpathian Mountains by that young couple, and I spent 3-4 wonderful days with their families, and I saw, oh Jesus, they sing to their parents, and, you know, Merry Christmas, the whole thing. It was such a nice experience. I'd rather look up the circles that belong to Ukrainian societies. Mm-hmm. So, no, I try to avoid that club. Not at all. No. And believe me, they're not special at all, because Ukrainians, intellectually, top class. I don't see any difference here, mm-hmm. between, mm-hmm. I went to for some surgery here. Oh, it was wonderful. They speak English. They treat you even better than in a Belgian hospital. And the same with the professors here, all top level, really. Of course, every war is a bad thing, okay? And for the last 70 years in Europe, we have not known any war. I would never have imagined I would still be witnessing a war, because out of my choice, personal choice, okay? But here we are. And every war is bad, because people are injured, people are killed. And for example, 1 out of 5 children here in Ukraine, they're confronted with someone in the family who passed, who was killed, who was maimed physically. So this hurts me. This hurts me a lot. The thing is, what can we do about that suffering? Question mark. And that is one of the reasons I'm here for. I try to help out with my talents as a teacher, mm-hmm. a guest lecturer. And I propose to those who are interested, hey, would you like to have some extra French or German, or as a linguist, I dominate some languages, Spanish? I'm willing, I have some time to do that for you in a public place. And then some say, oh yeah. And then here we meet for that extra 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. Politicians, they have decided, like yesterday, with 800 million extra euros for Ukraine, to help out. Because what Trump said, they have an ocean in between, but we don't have an ocean between Russia and us. So we consider them as a real threat. And that is the reason why European politicians, they really help out Ukraine, because you are our ocean between Russia and us. But that is the politicians, their decision, okay? Now, the people themselves, that is a different answer to your question. when I go back to Belgium, nobody asks me too many questions. No. And that might be a surprise to you. And therefore, I always tell my Ukrainian friends, do not react to that in an emotional way. Because that is what I learned from your husband. He gave me the answer why there is, for many, an apathy. Why, oh, it's far from my bed, okay? And the answer is that before you really know what war is, you have to be killed by the enemy. And not one European country has suffered a direct kill from Russia. So as we don't have an uncle or a brother who was killed by Russians, there is no emotional aspect that makes us, oh, well, yeah, they're the bad guys, oh, this is terrible. So there is an emotional disconnection. But I say, as long as you do something about it, I'm happy. So give me stuff when I go back to Ukraine and that I can give to people. I have a very good friend, Peter, and whenever he comes down, his van, a big Toyota, is full of medicine, full of help, and also from his friends. So he's helped out. And his club in Belgium, of Belgian businessmen, a lot for prisoners of war, contributions, for Caritas, for the army. That's good. Very bright. Absolutely. So peace, there will be. Not the kind of peace that we want, but there will be peace. And then step by step. So I think if we can train the elite, the students, who will be doctors and engineers and whatever profession, to reconstruct this country with all the help of Europe, because Europe, we have decided with lots of money to help out the economy, to pay for all the civil servants here, their salaries, how low they may be, but the parks are very well kept up and these people are paid. But you don't have the money. We give the money. We better give the money if we don't want a knock from Putin very soon. So that is the good thing. But they have to be trained. So training is the master. I've never seen, and I've been everywhere in the world, young people speaking so well English. And when I asked them, how come you speak so well English? Also, young man, don't worry, okay? So they say, JP, we started studying English at school at 7. I say, who? In Belgium, only at the age of 12. Now that is important. And apparently you have very good English teachers here with a perfect pronunciation. So together with English, together with the help of the European Union, the first thing is you will be member of the European Union, and it will not take long. Very recently we heard 2030. That is my answer for the European Union, for the future, and all these companies, they will come to Ukraine and they will ask us, hey ho, are there good guys here? I said, oh, I know the best of my students. And then I will send them their resumes and good luck, because they're good. We can learn a lesson from the past. And that is the same with Europe, with Belgium and France. When the Germans invaded our countries and when they slaughtered so many of us, not only Jews, okay? And then it takes generations to forgive? No, Alina. In this case, Russia cannot be forgiven because forgiveness, in order to give that, you have to ask for it. And I don't think that the Russians will ever ask forgiveness because they consider everything so normal. The Holodomor and all the rest, the invasion of Crimea in 2014, this invasion, okay, for them it's normal. Well, it's not for us. And I understand the Ukrainians. Oh, JP, we really hate them. I said, well, I was the same in the 50s, the 60s. We really hated the Germans. So I said, okay, I understand you hate because of so many atrocities. My answer to them is, as long you're not revengeful in the next generation, don't take revenge on what happened with your grandparents, your parents. If you do so, then we will live them in their sphere and we in our sphere in peace. That is my opinion. So you may hate, don't count on forgiveness. You don't have to forgive. The only thing, just don't be revengeful in your heart and in your mind. We learned our lesson during 20 years. Of course, it was all cheap. Then we got rich, the European countries, and now we said, oh, we sold our soul for money. So now we are changing and getting independent from them. And I wish Russia lots of luck with their economy. I don't think it will work out very well. Everything depends, according to me, on details. And only God and a beloved person to us are in details. Like, for example, with the speech of your husband at the end, when we applauded, he said, and I haven't forgotten that, Alina, well, thank you very much, but all due to my muse. And then I looked at you and I asked somebody, who's that woman? And then they said, his wife. I said, okay. So everything is about details. And I will never forget a young mother when I was in the Flixbus coming back with her two little children to Poland, and where the baby was crying and she sang a song just to keep it quiet so the other people in the Flixbus could sleep. It really impressed me. Then there was a young mother, Victoria, and I read a BBC article about her, how her husband and her child of 10 years was killed in front of her eyes. So I contacted her in Lviv and I said, where would you like to go? I can help out. So with these details, these young Ukrainian women, now abroad, later coming back probably, they passed an element of energy towards the energizer, because with details you can get one really wonderful result, and that is comfort, that is resilience, that is hope. And these three elements are so important. What is the detail? The detail is willing to share. If it's a coffee or a meal, or that you want to share your problems that I have, like everyone else, different like the Ukrainian people, but I want to share it with God. And that's all the Trump story. Of course, Ukrainians are very thankful. I can feel that every day